Hi guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks very much for joining me today. I'm in the middle of doing a review. It's going to take another day or so before I get it up because I'm still doing the artwork. So I thought that in the meantime I would get this video out because this is something that I've wanted to talk to a lot of people about, especially people that are new to colour pencils, new to art, or haven't really delved that deep into the various possibilities that you could get with the colour pencil medium, and that is the topic surrounding Lightfast pencils. Now, I get loads of emails every day from people, which I love, and I respond to nearly all of them. Some of them don't require responding to, but some of them do, and I respond to as many as I possibly can. And some of the biggest questions I get are about lightfastness. I've even got small companies, people that are wanting to start up with colour pencils, asking me about the importance of lightfastness. And a lot of the times, a lot of the questions that are coming out are people who feel they have to have lightfast pencils because they hear their favourite artists talking about lightfast pencils. And I kind of refer to this, I kind of look back to my childhood whenever like some of my friends would have the really, really expensive Nike trainers or Adidas trainers or something like that, and my parents just couldn't afford them, so I was just given Nike trainers instead of Nike trainers, and it used to embarrass me. I used to hate it, but it's kind of like that. I kind of felt that I needed to, have the same as everybody else, and I think that's what's going on here with a lot of colour pencil artists. And I just want to talk about the dynamics of lightfastness and whether you should, whether you need to have them, or whether if you've got the money, then all well and good, go and get them. But they're not something that are vital to you creating art. Now, there are two standards of lightfastness that are the kind of like the borderline standard. That is the ASTM, which is the American version, and then the Blue Wool. Now, the Blue Wool version was originally, as its name Blue Wool, was originally a fabric-based lightfast testing, but obviously since then it's gone on and it does lots of different things. Now, both those standards, if you are starting a colour pencil, you want to make yourself a tin of colour pencils and sell them. If you want to get your pencils tested for lightfastness and have that Blue Wool or ASTM standard stamped on your tin or something like that, it's going to cost you a lot of money. And the reason why it's going to cost you a lot of money is because they have to do a lot of testing. Now, lightfastness, when we talk about lightfastness, we talk about the pencils, the pigment in the pencils lasting for 100 plus years. Nobody can test pencils for over 100 years and see what the results are going to be because they're going to be dead. So the Blue Wool and the ASTM have to create these conditions, and they're scientifically created to replicate 100 years worth of sunlight. And they do so, and that's why it costs so much money for companies to go and have their pencils lightfast tested. There are other companies, there are other pencils, and I don't want to, actually, well, so the likes of Koh-i-Noor and Lyra, they say that their pencils are lightfast, and they have like a star rating system. But they're not done in the Blue Wool or the ASTM standard. They're an in-house lightfast testing standard. Now, you as an artist have to decide whether you're going to accept that, because I don't know what the likes of Koh-i-Noor or Lyra do in their labs to create those tests. But regardless what it is they do, there are industry standards, and those industry standards are the ASTM and the Blue Will. And it doesn't matter whether they do in-house testing. The best colour pencil artists that are selling their artwork are only going to go for either one of those standards, the Blue Will or the ASTM. And therein lies the reason why you must have Lightfast colour pencils. If you're going to be selling your artwork and you're not selling prints, you're going to be selling the original. Say somebody comes up to you and asks you to do a commission on something. If you sell your artwork and you say that it's going to last over 100 years because of the type of products that you're using, things like that will help you increase the price that you can ask for your artwork. Now, I'm not going to get into the pricing of artwork or anything like that because I haven't got a clue. I've never sold anything in my life, so I've no idea. But that's where, buying a really expensive set of pencils comes into play. When you buy that expensive set of pencils, you can get a return on that, because if you're going to be doing commissions or you're going to be taking part in a competition, an art competition that could be beneficial to you in lots of different ways, whether it's monetary ways or career pathways, you're going to need those Lightfast pencils, and that's where the return will come. Selling your artwork, you're going to get your money back on what you've just spent on those really expensive pencils. However, if you're not doing anything like that, maybe you have in your head, it's something I want to do down the line, but right now I don't think my artwork is at that standard and I need to work a little bit on it. Then buying those expensive pencils just because they are Lightfast, it's not something you have to do. If you're an adult colouring book artist, say, and I say artist because I've looked at a lot of the work that adult colouring book artists do, and it is phenomenal. Just because the meat and potatoes of the drawing is already on there doesn't mean to say that what they put on in terms of colour, shading, all the rest of it to give that drawing its life, doesn't mean to say that they're any less of an artist than anybody else, because some of the work they do is just phenomenal. But that being said, if you're going to be using Lightfast pencils on there, it's kind of like a bit of a waste, because unless you're going to be ripping out the pages and hanging the stuff on the wall, you're going to be closing the book, and it's not going to be in direct sunlight in any case, so it's going to be a kind of a waste. Now, that's not to say that you can't go out and buy, or that you shouldn't go out and buy Lightfast pencils. If you've got the budget and and this is what it all comes down to. It comes down to people feeling the pressure to go out and buy Lightfast pencils, and therefore putting pressure on their financial budgets. And that's what I'm trying to clarify here. If you've got the budget for it, you've got the funds for it, you could go out and buy yourself a really high-end set of Lightfast pencils. Do it. And then it doesn't really matter what you're using it for, whether you're just doing sketches with it or anything like that. You're not going to obviously see the benefits of the Lightfast, the fact that they're Lightfast or anything like that. But they're nice, almost all the pencils that come with high Lightfast standards are beautiful pencils. So, I'm not taking anything away from those pencils. All I'm saying is, it is important that you don't feel pressured to go and get Lightfast pencils because you hear the likes of myself or other artists talking about the importance of Lightfastness. When I talk about the importance of Lightfastness in my videos, I will always make sure that when I say the importance of Lightfastness, I am referring to people who are going to be selling their artwork or putting their artwork into competitions or galleries or stuff like that. Because outside of that, the Lightfastness of a pencil is irrelevant. A lot of the work that I've done, a lot of my artwork, not all of it is done with Lightfast pencils. Because when I do those drawings, they go straight into a bag. and they never see the light of day again. So it's just something that I've been aware of when people have been contacting me. I can sense the kind of like panic in their email about, oh, I've got to get these Lightfast pencils. Should I get these Lightfast pencils because, X, Y, and Z has them, and they talk about how good they are and blah, blah, blah. It's just important that you understand to feel that you need to get Lightfast pencils is only if you are going to be doing commissions and selling, putting your artwork into galleries or anything like that. You can do artwork with, say like the likes of Cohen or Lara, do a beautiful piece and sell prints. Now, because when you go and sell prints, if you go to a proper printing shop and they do these glissé prints, a lot of those are done on archival paper and stuff like that. They use archival ink, and there's a lot of different benefits between selling your original artwork as opposed to selling 20 prints. Obviously, you're not going to get as much money for prints as you would do the original artwork, but it is a way of selling your artwork and still having a certain amount of archivability, if that's even a word. But the prints will be archival. The paper that they use and the inks that these glissé printing shops use are all excellent quality. In fact, I done a review on a particular printing shop. I'll put a link for it in the bottom of this video if you want to go across and watch it. But I talk about the quality that you get back from these printing shops, and it is tremendous. So that's really about it for this video. I'm going to also do another video on wax-based and oil-based pencils. This is another thing a lot of people get really, really worked up about. And I'd done a lot of research a few years ago, and I've always said I was going to do a video about it, but it was really complicated. I couldn't put it together in a way that was going to be just simple and straightforward, because I ended up contacting chemists, certain chemists from certain colour pencil companies, and asked them. Obviously, they didn't tell me the ingredients that they put into their pencils or anything like that. A lot of that is top secret. They don't tell anybody what goes into their ingredients, some of them. But, they elaborated on this, just wax-based pencils or just oil-based pencils, and it's a complete myth. There's no such thing. But the reason why I did that is because way back in the early day when I started doing my videos, I would put a video out and I would contact a company. I would get through to a customer service representative and I would say to them, so are these pencils wax-based or oil-based? And the customer service representative didn't really know and would say to me, yeah, they're wax-based. So I would put that on my videos, and then the next thing is I would get a whole load of comments saying, no, they're oil-based, and then some people would go, no, they're wax-based, and it just created confusion. And so from that, I went on to then thinking, right, they're just customer service representatives. They may not know the ins and outs of these pencils. They may not even care about that. They're just there to take calls. So I went straight to the chemists, got the details of these people, asked if I could arrange an appointment to speak to them over the phone, and I was lucky enough that 2 companies allowed me to do that. And the conversations I had with these chemists was amazing, fantastic, very eye-opening, but very complex as well. So I will do a video on it anyway, and explain it in that video. But for now, I just want people to understand, Lightfast pencils are good. They're the best you can buy. They're not essential. It's not essential for you to go out and buy Lightfast pencils if you are just using adult colouring books, or you're just doing like the same thing I do. You just love drawing and you want to draw on something and then just put it away. it's not essential. It's not to say you can't get them or you shouldn't get them. That's entirely up to you. I'm talking more to the people who are on strict financial budgets but feel pressured into buying Lightfast pencils. And I'm not suggesting for a single second that artists are making people feel pressured. We do it ourselves. We put that pressure on ourselves. And I know that because I've done that many, many times. I know that pressure's not coming from anybody else, but I put it on myself. And so I don't want that. I don't want people to be doing that to themselves and getting themselves into financial bother, or because that's just going to add even more pressure to you. Anyway, I've spoken enough about it. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I should have a video out in the next day or so of the Marco tribute color pencils, so look forward to that. Really surprised with these pencils, really surprised, so look forward to watching that review. I've got loads of other reviews as well. I've got loads of pencils here sat here that I need to get on with and get sorted out. My eldest daughter came back there for 5 days, and so I didn't really do much because I hadn't seen her for such a long time, and I just wanted to spend some time with her because I miss her so much. But I'll look forward to seeing you again in the next video, guys, and everybody take care. Bye.